It is 5:30 on July 21st. I'm Kelly Smith.
And I'm Steve Johnson. And the best indication of how hot it is, how hot and humid and miserable it is, that Ben's idea of cutting his grass now is to go to the window, open the blinds, look at the grass and say, nope. Shut the blinds and go back and sit down on the couch.
I couldn't believe you didn't cut it yesterday.
I didn't. I let it grow. I thought about it about 3 or 4 times. I didn't go out. Yeah, I almost killed myself last time.
Yeah.
We can't have that.
No, please don't.
I mean, I think it was a sign from above that my mower would not restart because I was already dying out there, and I was like, I pushed it back into the garage. I mean, you really have to be careful outside this time of year. I mean, it was 98 degrees yesterday, and on our schedule, when we get home at 11 o'clock in the morning, and you can't mow the grass. It's already 90 outside, and then by the time it's 6 o'clock, it's time for us to go to bed. So, Steve, you're going to have to mow my grass for me. Why don't you take the day off and then...
Well, I have... once we settle on a price, I will come mow your grass.
Steve, it's going to cost you about $500. It's going to
cost me?
Yeah, I mean...
Ben Smith, the people pay Ben Smith to mow his grass.
Yard big, man.
Not me.
All right. Boy, look, I mean, it's 80 degrees. It's 5:50. It's 5:31 in the morning. It's 80 degrees outside. It's almost unfair.
All right, thank you, Ben. A Huntsville man who was shot and killed Tuesday is being remembered as a gentle, big-hearted man who worked for Huntsville City Schools for many years. Police say 63-year-old Larry Rice was shot and killed Tuesday morning near Milton Frank Stadium. Huntsville City Schools Superintendent Christy Finley says Rice was an electrician for many years with the district and continues serving on contract after his retirement. Police say the shooting happened after a minor crash that led to an argument. The suspect in the shooting, Cameron Doty, was charged with murder and booked into the Madison County Jail on a $70,000 bond. The funeral service for Huntsville community leader and owner of Jones Valley Farm, Ray Jones, is today at 11 at the Mayfair Church of Christ. Jones died in an ATV accident on Friday. Family members say the accident happened on family land near Paint Rock in Jackson County. Jones was 87 years old.
Well, in an effort to help support a Hartselle police sergeant who fractured his skull while on duty, a GoFundMe has been set up and a prayer vigil has been scheduled for Friday. While patrolling a local church, Sergeant Lynn Dean fell and fractured his skull after he came in contact with a dog. Police are unsure if he tripped or was attacked by the dog. Dean is currently in the hospital showing signs of improvement. The prayer vigil will be held at 7 p.m. Friday at Hartselle City Hall. Now you can find the link to the GoFundMe on WHNT.com. One North Alabama law firm wants to spark confidence and self-pride in students as they get ready for the new school year.
It's happening this Saturday. Tyler Mann Injury Law is hosting a back-to-school shoe drive at the Rocket City Trash Pandas game. News 19's Lindsay Smith is joining us now in the studio with more on this effort. Lindsay.
So the shoe drive is a partnership with the firm, the Trash Pandas, and Heels Inc.
Good news for the Whataburger lovers in Marshall County. The fast food joint is coming to Albertville. The restaurant chain will break ground next week on US 431 near Martling Road. The new location is expected to bring 120 jobs to the area. Hiring for managers will begin in the weeks to follow by hiring for shift leads and team members. Those interested in applying can find a link to do so at our website, WHNT.com. Mankind's first mission to the moon would not have been possible without the work of thousands of people right here in the Tennessee Valley. Yesterday marked 53 years since Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin stepped foot on the moon. Since then, there have been many advancements in space travel, with the Marshall Space Flight Center helping lead the charge. In honor of that, Drake State Community and Technical College hosted the inaugural celebration of International Moon Day, with the day's events revolving around the theme Lunar Exploration, Coordination, and Sustainability. Speakers celebrated the history of space travel while looking forward to the next steps in lunar exploration.
You're connecting the past and the past here in Huntsville, the last 50, 60 years of the space program, and the next 50, 60 years in space.
The most exciting part is that the students here in Huntsville, the community of Huntsville, will see their place. This allows them to see their place in the new world economy. So we're excited.
Drake State students are actively involved in the space program. Drake's Frontier Research Program was selected by Marshall Space Flight Center to collaborate in the Moon to Mars program. From commemorating America's past lunar exploration to looking to the near future, NASA officials gave an update for the upcoming Artemis mission.
This year, NASA teams at Kennedy Space Center have spent time trying to complete the Space Launch System rocket's wet dress rehearsal. But as News 19's Samson Tamajani explains, NASA now ready for the next big step for Artemis 1. Samson?
Yeah, Steve, that's right.
Block on Tuesday, July 26th. I'm Lauren Layton.
And I'm Kelly Smith. Thanks for joining us this morning. Let's go ahead and start things off with a check of the forecast with meteorologist Ben Smith. A human resources director in Huntsville has been arrested for sex abuse of a minor. Authorities say 65-year-old David Andrew Brown was arrested Monday. He's charged with sexual abuse of a child less than 12 years old. According to Crestwood Medical Center, Brown has been employed as a human resources director there since 2019. He is also a pastor for New Life Worship Center in Limestone County, according to their website. Brown is currently being held at the Madison County Jail on a $5,000 bond. And Daniel Craner, a Huntsville city magistrate, has pleaded not guilty to a menacing charge from July 18th. That's according to court records. At the same time, Craner also waived his arraignment for the charge. Craner was arrested on May 23rd for menacing and was released the same day on a $300 bond. A bench trial has been scheduled for August 16th. According to the city of Huntsville, Craner is currently on administrative leave.
After being closed due to a brush fire, Underwood Mountain Road in Tuscumbia is now back open. EMA officials say it is safe enough to pass, but drivers should still use caution as the fire continues to burn. Tim Isbell with the New Bethel Fire Department says they first got a call last Wednesday. After treating it, they assumed the fire would die out on its own. But by Friday evening, it had become a much bigger problem than expected. Colbert County EMA Director Michael Smith says the area is still facing a moderate drought, which makes it difficult to put fires out for good. Now firefighters are hoping the weather can help them keep it contained.
This is going to be burning probably for a few weeks. If we get sufficient rainfall, it'll help us out a whole lot, but if not, we're going to have to keep an eye on it. That's going to be our tipping factor right there. We see how bad that wind is. If the wind is held down, we're going to be all right.
EMA Director Michael Smith says the Alabama Forestry Commission will be taking the lead in monitoring the area. The Forestry Commission has access to heavy machinery and other resources that local fire departments don't, and it should make it easier to keep this fire contained. Officials say they have not had evacuations yet, but there is one house that they're monitoring. Although the road is open, visibility in the area is still low. They're asking drivers to slow down and be cautious when driving.
Even before the COVID-19 pandemic, Alabama already did not have enough teachers.
Right, and now a lack of qualified substitutes is making matters even worse. News 19's Hannah Jones joins us in the studio to explain. Hannah. Thank you, Hannah. With rapidly rising temperatures and heat advisories in effect throughout several cities, at-risk communities are facing life-threatening conditions.
And our area is no exception. The Salvation Army is responding to the current national heat wave by passing out box fans to the elderly and community members most at risk for heat exposure. News 19's Lindsay Smith is joining us live with more on the demand for these fans. All right, Lindsay, thank you. TEDx Wilson Park is returning for its 5th year in the Shoals. The independently organized TED event will mark the 5th anniversary with 10 speakers. This year's theme, Restart. The 3-hour event will be held on September 9th at the University of North Alabama's main room. Locally, nationally, and internationally renowned speakers will take the stage. Tickets for the event are on sale now, and for more information on these speakers and ticket prices, you can find that on our website, WHNT.com. Just search TEDx. The feds are targeting 3 of the nation's top poultry producing plants. Coming up, what these companies are doing that the government considers foul. Get this, you may find yourself in competition with kindergartners for a 6-figure salary that comes with a job seemingly straight from Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. Candy Funhouse is looking to hire what it calls a chief candy officer. The online candy retailer will pay someone $100,000 a year to approve all candy and inventory and give it the official chief candy officer stamp of approval. You don't have to be of legal driving age to apply. The job is open to anyone who is at least 5 years old. The person who gets the sweet gig will be put through extensive palate training and will be able to also get an extensive dental plan, which is something I think you might need if you're eating as much candy as I envision that they would.
Yeah, and kind of a conversation with the doctor about diabetes.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. But
You know, this is a job that would probably be fun and could kill you.
Right, right. There's definitely some risk reward balancing there for sure.
I know what my next job's going to be.
Right? Candy taster?
Candy taster, that's what it's going to be.
All right, here's the deal. You heard the palate training, and I suppose that's so you'll know if this dark chocolate tastes like dark chocolate or this sour whatever is as sour as it ought to be.
Right.
You know, so I wouldn't, some of the candy I don't want to eat.
I know. What candy would you be afraid to eat?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a big like nuts and chocolate kind of guy. I know that's kind of weird for people, but for me, I don't like the texture of having something bumpy in my chocolate.
Okay. All right. So
I like bumpy in my chocolate.
Me too. Aaron, all smooth. There we go.
There we go. Got to keep it smooth, especially when it comes to chocolate.
You know, in the image you showed earlier from Greenbrier Parkway, it kind of looked like a cotton candy sky.
It did. It did look like cotton candy in the sky there. And we're going to start to see a little bit of that cotton candy go away as we go through the day. And we're going to see a little more sunshine, so a little more like sun drop yellow in the sky with so